Today we are discussing question and answers for Splunk Core Certified Consultant SPLK-3003. If you like this content, please like, comment and subscribe. To find the complete list of question and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. A new search head cluster is being implemented. Which is the correct command to initialize the deployer node without restarting the search head cluster peers? Please have a look at the options. The correct answer is option A. What is required to set up the HTTP event collector HEC? Option A. Each HEC input requires a unique name but token values can be shared. Option B. Each HEC inputs requires an existing forwarder output groups. Option C. Each HEC input entry must contain a valid token. Option D. Each HEC input requires a source name field. The correct answer is option C. Our next question is, in the diagrammed environment shown below, the customer would like the data read by the universal forwarder to set up indexed field containing the UFS host name. What would be the parsing configuration need to be installed for this work? Please have a look at this diagram. Option A, all universal forwarders. Option B, only the indexers. Option C, all heavy forwarders. Option D, on all parsing Splunk instances. The correct answer is option D. Moving towards the next question. Report acceleration has been enabled for the specific use case. In which bucket location is the corresponding CSV file located? Option A, hard path. Option B, summary home path. Option C, TS stats home path. Option D, home path, cold path. The correct answer is option B. Which command is most efficient in finding paths for SYMM key for the index cluster? Please have a look at the options. The correct answer is option D. Where does the Bloom filter reside? The options are, please have a look. The correct answer is option C. A customer is having issues with the truncated events greater than 64 key. What configuration should be deployed to the universal forwarder UF to fix the issue? Option A, none. Splunk default configuration will process the events as needed. The UF is not causing truncation. Option B, configure the best practice magic 6 or great 8 props.conf settings. Option C, event underscore breaker underscore enable and event underscore breaker regular expression settings per source type. Option D, goal global event underscore breaker underscore enable and event underscore breaker regular expression settings. The correct answer is option C. Our next question is, a customer has a service device that transmits log directly with UDP or TCP over SSL. Using PS best practices, which ingestion method should be used? Option A, open a TCP port with SSL on a heavy forwarder to parse and transmit the data to the indexing tier. Option B, open a UDP port on a universal forwarder to parse and transmit the data to the indexing tier. Option C, use a syslog server to aggregate the data to files and use a heavy forwarder to read and transmit the data to the indexing tier. Option D, use a syslog server to aggregate the data to files and use a universal forwarder to read and transmit the data to the indexing tier. The correct answer is option D. As data enters the indexer, it proceeds through a pipeline where event processes occurs. In which pipeline does line breaking occur? Option A, indexing. Option B, typing. Option C, merging. Option D, parsing. The correct answer is option D. Moving towards the next question. A customer has a multi-site cluster, two sites, each site in its own data center and user experiencing a slow response when searches are run on search heads located on either site. The search job inspector shows the delay is being caused by search heads on either site waiting for results to be returned by indexers on the opposing side. The network team has confirmed that there is limited bandwidth available between the two data centers. Which of the following geographic locations with which of the following could be the least expensive and easiest way to improve search performance? Option A, configure site underscore search underscore factor to ensure a searchable copy exists in the local site for each search head. Option B, move all indexers and search heads in one of the data centers into same site. Option C, install a network pipe with more bandwidth between the two data centers. Option D, set the site setting on each indexer in the server.conf clustering stanza to be same for all indexers regardless of site. The correct answer is option A. Moving towards the next question. The customer is using a regex to whitelist access logs and secure logs from a web server, but only the access logs are being ingested. Which troubleshooting resource would provide insight into why the secure logs are not being ingested? Option A, list monitor. Option B, one shot. Option C, BT probe. Option D, tailing processor. The correct answer is option B. Our next question is, a customer with a large distributed environment has blacklisted a large lookup from the search bundle to decrease the bundle size using discharge.conf. After this change, when running searches utilizing the lookup that was blacklisted, they see error messages in the Splunk search UI stating the lookup files does not exist. What can the customer do to resolve the issue? Option A, the search needs to be modified to ensure the lookup commands specifies parameter local equals true. Option B, the blacklisted lookup definition stanza needs to be modified to specify settings allow underscore caching equals true. Option C, the search needs to be modified to ensure the lookup command specified parameter blacklist equals false. Option D, the lookup cannot be blacklisted, the change must be reverted. The correct answer is option A.